Black Feniks checking in, the owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of Welding and Hip Hop and the founder of Imagine Your Container. I wanted to come to you this morning and talk about your reward. Sometimes we have big dreams and imaginations and ideas to do things, not realizing that it's going to take the work in order for us to get the reward, to reap the reward. And the photo in the thumbnail is actually the inside of my shipping container conversion, the one that I'm actually working on at this present time. And things are coming on along. Excuse me. But I remember when I started, and for those who've been following me, when as you go through the stages, you don't see the full ideal unless you get a visual print to steady look at to motivate you on how it's going to be. But when you building something from as an entrepreneur standpoint, from a business owner independent standpoint, sometimes we don't have a visual print. We have the ideal of what we want. And unless we write it down and make it plain and form a print, as you going through the process, man, you can get lost and you can forget about why are you doing it. You can forget about your reason, your true mission of your goal of doing it. You can get sidetracked, and if it wasn't money, you can probably end up getting sidetracked to focusing on money alone. So there's a lot of things that take place in building your independence, but the main thing is going to be your work ethics. Like, you're going to have to stick with it. You're going to have to swear to your own hurt and change not, meaning you're going to have to say, hey, I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to do this if no one else is following me, if no one else is investing, if no one else believe in what I'm doing. You got to have the Noah and the art approach. You know what I mean? You got to have that type of mindset, because when you're building your true independence and you are freeing yourself and you're finding you're going to tend to find yourself alone sometimes, building alone, and you're going to have people that's going to pass by, just like Noah, and judge what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I think it's important that we remember, not only remember, but write down and make it plain. Like, actually get you an idea, get you a vision of what you want. If it's a picture, if it's someone else, and see, that's what we think. We think we get this, the public schools damage a lot of our entrepreneur growth, because it doesn't promote entrepreneurship. It promotes work only for someone else, either from a low base to a medium base, or if you're real smart, you might can be at this level. Someone can get you in that way, but it doesn't promote to be free thinkers, to be freelancers, to be entrepreneurs, to be independent, business owners. So we tend to think that if we see an idea from someone else, or we look at what someone else doing, and we use some of that from that business to add to our business, we're cheating. Like in school, you look at someone else thing and say, hey man, I don't know the answer. What's the answer? He said, man, this number is A and B, and teacher catch it, and you cheating, you can get kicked out. In life, if you want to get the answers, sometimes you even have to pay a consultation. It's still a line, but now you just got ahead of the line. It ain't like there's no shortcuts. You just said, hey, I'm willing to pay the VIP. I don't want to stand out here all day and try to get no free nothing if I can pay a little bit and get what I need and keep it moving. That's the concept. Or you put forth the work ethics. You see what I'm saying? So I think that we get caught up in thinking that we can't do that. The goal is this is what I do. And I'm going to share just my story independently, personally with you. I grew up with a mother and a father in the household. But my father wasn't a father. He was there, but he wasn't there. That makes sense. Then drugs stepped in where he was completely silent from the relationship when, cocaine and freebasing and ready rock crack cocaine came into the picture. So my guidance for a male figure was never there. You know what I mean? I had my mom that worked all the time, and I witnessed her with black eyes from my dad from fighting him. I witnessed her one time. I remember share a story with you because it just popped in my mind. I remember one time my mom literally fought my dad for trying to take my Nintendo game. You remember the first Nintendos? And I only had only had that one, one, or maybe I had two little games. I remember I had the joystick, but you shoot the ducks out the air, you know what I mean? And I remember he was trying to get it evidently to sell it because I just remember them arguing about it and fighting actually. And they got into a big fight and he ended up leaving. And I remember my mama say that before I let him take from y'all, you have to take my life. And I remember that was just some hard stuff. And I was young, you don't understand things like that. And he was like, he can take from me all he want to, you know what I mean? But taking from y'all is a different thing. So it just put in my mind that I didn't want to be that type of person. And I remember my mom asking me and making me look her in the eyes and swear to her that I would never put my hands on a woman. She used to always tell me, you can't make someone be with you, son. But don't be naive neither. Don't let nobody beat you neither. So if she put her hands on you and disrespect you, you got to stand up for yourself and put her in a place. She used to tell me that, but she said, you can't beat someone and make them love you. Don't do that. If it don't work, keep it moving. You know what I mean? And I remember her telling me that, and it always stuck with me. So I had to look up to different people in the hood that I looked as to be fathers or role models, so to speak. You know what I mean? And some of them wasn't the best people to look up to, but you have to deal with what you got. You know what I mean? You have to deal with what you're given. And most of them gave me the best thing that they could give me, which was the wisdom of how to maintain in the streets, how to survive, how to hustle. That's what they knew. You know what I mean? So that's what they gave me. And as I grew, and I ended up getting incarcerated and went to prison for that decade from 16 to 26. I got around some more gentlemen and individuals that was more inclined mentally that put me on a different path that I looked up to, that I was like, man, I need some. So I had another role. It was like I was always looking for different roles. I was getting game, but not like I would say, so to speak, like a father figure, but it was, you know what I mean? It was like the role they was giving me. They was giving me information that I wish I would have received from a father, you know what I mean? And as I got on my journey from getting released and going through life and facing life and trying to apply all of the principles that I learned from incarceration, and I realized that a lot of things that in there are not realistic out here. You have a set of tools that you have to pick up when you go in there, or you won't survive. And then you also have a set of tools that you have to keep with you when you get out of there to survive, not going back. But it's certain tools you can't use no more. It's like, um, it's like being a mechanic. When he get a call for certain jobs, he know, okay, I need this bag or that bag. This bag of tools was good when I was doing that type of job, but to do this job, I need a whole different set of tools. And I think that getting out of prison after a decade, I had to actually experience that to know that I had to have a different set of tools. Like it was a different ball game. Like I can't express to y'all that, but my goal was to utilize welding to start me a business. And it's crazy because I wrote my goals down then. Like when I got out, I had goals written down and I had them, not necessarily in order how I wanted to do it, but I had to say, I want to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And what I did was I started knocking things off, not necessarily knowing. A lot of it was vain things. You know how any person who's never had anything, once you get a little money, you want to say, hey, I want to get some rims. I want to get dressed in polo. I want to dress in this. I want to, you want to, have a nice ride. You want to look good. You want to smell good. You want to have the nice of everything, if you can. So, I got caught up in that too, you know what I mean? Which I spent a lot of money with looking good and on clothes and women and fun. And, it was like you go through these metamorphoses, and it all ties into back what I say when, your reward is going to come from your work ethics. And as you get more and more comfortable with knowing that you don't get something for nothing, and that's one thing that I try to break with, even with my consultations, when I charge $150 to show a person how to set their business up, just on that standpoint, because it takes money to make money. And if you approaching business thinking you're not going to invest, then you need to stay on the job. You know what I mean? So that's why, when certain guys call me and they try to say, hey man, I want to get this, I'm like, you already know that I'm willing to give you welding and tips and encouragement, bro, for free. Sisters, I want to see you win. I want to see you eat. But when it comes to making money, see, that's a different train of thought. You got to realize that it takes money. So if you're not willing to pay me for my time, why should I teach you how to win? Think about it. It's a give and take. So, I got to give, you got to give. It's a work at this thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the first rules to actually being successful, because you have to break that mentality. And I know that, you know what I mean? Because I had the same thing on certain things. I felt like, well, if you're a black man, if you're winning good and you see I ain't really doing what you should, look out for me a little bigger, but that's the wrong mentality, because you don't know how this person achieved or accomplished or what they went through to achieve that. So why should they give you anything unless you won't work for it, unless you show them that you are worthy of their time or their money or their resources or their referrals or whatever that you're trying to accomplish, So I really think that me going through that made it easier for me to lead by example. And like I say, with the photo and the thumb tag, it's actually my container conversion, and and I wanted to lead by example as far as show what I can do. A lot of time we don't value people's time that really just adding value to your life. It's like, for instance, if I have a service, like for instance, like the service, like the consultation, for instance, that I charge only $150. It could be more, and it will be more later. But right now it's $150. The information I'm giving you, it's like $10,000, no BS worth of valuable game that of headaches you don't even have to go through. But you have to break the curse of thinking that I'm gonna get this little piece for nothing. Nah, someone already went through it. So you at least got to pay the person for their time. Like, and that's like the story. Like I say that literally when I heard this, like, cause I had a messed up mentality. I'm from the projects, bro. I'm from the hood. So I get it. Like, we grow up, we have to change. We have to, once we know better, we do better. We learn, we educate. And then you understand, you're like, oh man, I get it. Because I'm gonna be real with you. One story that really changed my perspective on investing in my personal growth in my business was when I heard Master P say on the interview, and it was an older interview, saying how he, what helped him get the deal that he got with that record company to get that 85-15 percent deal, that he paid Johnny Cochran. I want to say it was Johnny Cochran, or I want to say it was Johnny Cochran at the time, because he was Michael Jackson's lawyer, I believe. But I know it was a big time lawyer, or he did some work for Michael Jackson. But he wanted to talk to this man about a move, and the guy told him, "Hey, I'll talk to you, brother." Because he's another black man, and Pete thinking, he from the hood like us. Hey, brother, how can I want to talk to you just for a second, man? Brother say, "Hey, I'm busy, man. You want to talk to me? 25,000. 25,000. We can hold a conversation. I can see what I can do for you." He's like, "Damn, 25,000." Just like you would think of brother straight by me telling you 150, 150. Now you spending money getting shoes. You calling talking about how you doing this and balling, but you can't spend the 150. Or just like he said, he got this money. Oh, I'm doing good, but he can't spend the 25,000. But he said he winning, so he's like, damn. He said, all right, I'll be back. So Pete said, you know what? He had to think about it. He went and got the bag. I'm gonna bring him the 25. He gave him the 25. Said he sit down and hold a conversation with the man. The man gave him some of the most valuable information he ever needed, ever, that changed his whole life, his whole direction in life. But when he gave it to him, he didn't really get all of it at first. He like, so you tell me, in order for me to do what I'm trying to do, I need to have 200,000 in order to get the deal that Michael Jackson had to really win in the industry as an independent rapper, independent artist, as a company. The guy said, hey, you got to spend 200,000 in order to make this move happen. So P left with the information, but he thinking like, damn, I just spent 25,000 for this man to tell me I need to spend 200 more thousand. So you can feel how at first it was mind boggling to him, but he got it. He said, man, all I know when I went back, I was like, can nobody talk to me unless I could get this deal, and I know what money I had to come up with, so I had to get my money right. And that's what happened. He was presented with that idea, presented with that opportunity, and he said, hey, I want this deal. And they said, you know, they didn't think he could do it. They was like, he gonna pay. He said, okay, give us 200,000. This is gonna promote all of the promotional to get it out there. You get 85%, we get 15 for being the distributor, but you paying for all the upfront money. People like, bet. I believe I can do it because he had already been presented with $1 million. So the guy said that this dude willing to, he said that this dude willing to give me $1 million and he don't really know me, I got to be worth more than that. And he had been grinding up to that point. And he said, man, we were broke. They had like hundreds in their pocket, not thousands, hundreds. He's like, man, he was doing kind of bad. So for him to do that deal, making that investment, it changed his life. He ended up selling over 100 million records. Over 100 million records at 85.15. Come on now, y'all. He won, but he had to pay for that information. So that was his way of jumping off the porch. Just like we have to jump off the porch. If we're going to do something, we have to invest in it. See what you're saying, brother? Because I see it popped up, but it disappeared on me. Yes. Man, you from the South. Hey, that's what my folks used to say. They used to be like, hey, you got to put some skin. Both of us got to have some skin in the game to get something out of the game. You know what I'm saying? We just can't be thinking. I'm gonna give you another example. Just like the example of a lot of independent music artists or rap artists. A lot of them feel when they jump into the game that I got a good song, and they might spend couple $100 or whatever on the song, or they might spend nothing. They just got a good song, got a beat off of YouTube or a beat off of some uploaded, website, and they got something that's nice, and they feel like, well, I got this, you should give me, not knowing that to actually get it to what it needs to be, it's going to take a little bit more money and a little bit more money. So in order for you to get what you want, you either going to have to invest in it or someone else will. And if someone else will, that person gonna have more control over it than you, and that's just facts. So if you put yourself in a situation to be taken care of, you're gonna be taken advantage of. Keep that in mind. Just like a job, just like a standard job. I heard a guy, like I was sharing a story that a company that been in business for 25 years, and the landlord of the plasma decided to jack the rent up so high that the people had to close the doors, and they couldn't afford to relocate because the way the economy is. After 25 years in business, they was forced to go out of business. So that's why I think it's very important to own our independence coming into 2021, and especially to me personally, out of shipping container conversions. And that's why I stress that, man. I stress that because with a shipping container conversion, if you wanted to a restaurant, you might have 2 to 3. If you wanted a small, you can start now. You can have one. If you want a barbershop, salon, mechanic shop, photo gallery, or you do photos or videos or podcasts or classes. Like there is so much you can do out of a shipping container, and own it and relocate it, And the cool thing, you can actually buy and purchase the land that you set it on cheaper than a lot of places. And then it all depends on where you want it. If you want to be downtown with the people, you might end up paying a higher spot to sit it at. But you can have it down there. You fix it up nice and put it into that code. You can just pay for that lot fee. And that way, if things go left field, you just relocate the business. And then the people that have been coming, they'll see that whole piece is gone. They can say, "Oh, he's here now," versus then coming and someone else is in there doing their business, and now they saying, "Hey, man, I'm here with my business now. It's called so and so." I think we have to break that chain, man, and that's why the shipping container conversion is important to me, and that's why I showed that in the thumb tag again, because I've been working on building my own independence, and it got to start from somewhere. You can say what you want to say, but until you actually do something, keep your comments to yourself. That's why I can't stand when someone try to tell me or give me or a opinion about something that I'm doing if they never done it and they never invested the money, never lost the money. They never went out there and did it. And they said, "Well, I would have did it like this here." I'm like, "Man, shut the fuck up." I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I can't stand that shit because you ain't did nothing yet. So until you lose some money, until you actually hurt your hand out here doing it, until you get burnt, I don't want to hear it. Now, if you didn't experience it, I want to listen to you because you can add to what I did. But until you did that, man, I ain't got no, you like, listen, I don't hate us exactly. Like, I don't have no understanding for that. You know what I mean? Like, I leave that alone. Like I say, if I see something that someone's doing that I don't like, I keep on strolling. I'm not gonna leave no comment. I'm not gonna say nothing. Hey, that's none of my business. My business is that's none of my business. I didn't like it. I keep it moving. You know what I mean? But you have some people that go out of their way, and honestly, and they'll try to say the internet is evil. Media is evil. Now, media can be evil. Don't get me wrong, but the internet itself, I don't believe so. I don't believe social media is evil. I believe it can be used in the evil way, but I think it reveals the evil that's in people. You know what I mean? So if I can do anything or you, and someone can come by and just say something mean out the blue, you didn't contact them, email them, nothing. They just come to you and say some BS out the blue, then that identifies that that person has an issue with themselves. But we tend to get mad and like, "Oh, I'm a straight back. Man, just listen, we'll argue with a fool." When you argue with a fool, bro, a sister, king, queen, from a distance, those who looking at you arguing with this fool look like both of y'all are fools. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't know who the fool is from a distance. Don't argue with no fool, man. If you see they go left field or they say something that you feel is disturbing, you don't like, delete. You got the power when it's on your blog, it's on your deal. Just delete it. Keep it moving. They'll get mad. Delete it. You know what I mean? Keep it moving. Yes, yes, yes. And it's crazy because some people will hate just because, or that. Let me tell you, like I was saying about the public school system and how we are raised to think. See, when you are raised to think job, employment, that means you're most likely, most of the things you do is off of what somebody told you. You didn't do the full research. When you sign up for that job, majority of people, now be honest with me, when you doing all that paperwork, do you read every one of those pieces of paper that when you do that paperwork, fill out for that job application? No, you don't. You fill it up. You might scan through it. Okay, okay. Signature, initial, sign, date. But you don't read everything that's in there. You don't know what all they're doing. You just sign it to get the job. Think about that. So when you come into an approach of someone who knows, someone who's independent, we think different. Entrepreneurs, freelance, we think a little different than someone who's systematic. So when you go to approach, they're gonna say, "Well, you can't get your AWS certifications unless you got a job." So the job got to sign off on it. If you own a business, you're the business. Can the business sign off on it? Folks are a trip, man, but I can't tell you the hate I have received because they say you can't do, and I've been doing it. You know, it's so much you can do with your business. I started my business in Oklahoma City off of my phone. I literally, it's during the pandemic, they made it easier. I went to the website. It's an independent business. When you are the sole owner of your LLC, you can do this. I did everything from the app. Once I did everything, it was up and going, got my debit card in the mail. A little later, once the things cleared up, I was able to go in the office itself and sign a few documents for making sure everything was correct with the EIN number and the, you know, wording, making sure it was done. Done. But you don't know it until you do it yourself. Most of the time they hate because they're prejudiced and jealous. Yes. Yes. It's even, hate comes from three things. You're even jealous and they don't care, and that's a spirit. Hate, that's a spirit. And racism. Racism is a spirit also, but it targets a gender or a color or a culture of people, so to speak. So with it, racism, see, some people like to call people racist. A broke person can't be racist. I'm gonna tell you about that. A broke person, the white people that's broke, that's, you know, the good old boys that's mad, that just want to talk, they can't be racist. They can be prejudiced. Get it? Because racism controls things. See, racist, you have to control laws. You have to set violence. See, a racist person control what school you go to, what community you live in, what doctor you able to see, where you able to go. See, that's racism. What you're able to learn, it can control where you can't go to a AAA school. You got to go to a, racism can do that. It got some money. You got to have power to be racist, but you don't have to have power. You can just have an opinion to be prejudiced. And a lot of people from all colors are prejudiced, tend to make opinions about what they feel or what they was told or how they was raised, but they don't really know facts. You know what I mean? Yes, control out of fear. Right, right. And so I think that it's very important that we understand the difference. And when we're pursuing our goals and dreams on being independent, we got to understand that we're going to get out what we put in. So if your goal and your agenda is to be independent, if you want to build something, I'm going to tell you something that really gets under my skin. And I'm going to just be honest with you. It don't make me mad. It just gets under my skin when I hear someone say this. When they say they got these big dreams, you ever talk to someone that got these big ideas, big dreams? I'm going to do this. Oh, I got this. Oh, I want to do this and this. And then you say, well, what about this here? Well, man, I got to find time. That blows my mind. You got all these ideas, but you find some type of reason not to initiate anything because you don't have time. And you just wasted 30 minutes of the time you could be using it to tell me about it. You just wasted 30 minutes telling me about some shit that you were never going to do. Or you could have been like, I already did this. I failed this one. I had to chop it up, go to this. I would rather hear someone's stories of how they failed consistently than how they won all the time. And I know they really ain't did it like that. You know what? There's a guy that told a story. He said, people praise me now for the one time I made it. And nobody was around for the 99 times I failed. Think about that, man. That's just what it is. So you have to have tough skin. You have to be willing to do what it takes. And don't indulge too much. Like, for instance, it's good to get consultations. It's good to get seminars. It's good to get programs and books. But eventually, after you get some of the information, you got to apply some of the information. You just can't keep getting and getting. Now you spending money, you making this other person rich when you could be making yourself rich. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we get the information that we get from that first book or from that first consultation or that first visit or whatever, and use that, see how it works for you, then go back before you get something else, because a lot of time we can spend money in vain. And I don't want you to spend money where you don't have to spend money at, because to me, that's not winning. You know what I mean? I want to see you win. I don't want to drain you. You see what I'm saying? Like, the goal is us to make a way where we can all network. We know for a fact every month, most of us, we know every month we got bills to pay, correct? So if we're going to network together and we want to see one another us win, we need to make sure we are paying our bills together. That's part of the game. If I'm giving you some wisdom to eat, then I know you eating, she eating. That's part of the business. That's part of the growth. But you can't do that with everybody. You have to be mentally on that level to know that you get in, you get out what you put in. So, you put 5%, and this queen, she put in 15. Don't look at her bag and envy her, because her bag is bigger than yours, when you literally had the same opportunity. But you said, you know what, I'm just gonna put this amount. You didn't fully believe. Or it could be that you just didn't have it. And what you made from it, you happy from it, instead of being envious, like, hey, you did good, girl or brother. Hey, keep winning. Hey, let's go back in it again. Now you got more income to do more things. But we have to think like that, literally. Yes, you got the hustle, man. The hustle is real. Some people don't want to hustle no more. Most people, they'll say that they are hustling. They say that they want to hustle. They say they're about to hustle. But I can't tell you, man, how many people, especially, and this is no lie, especially since I've been to Oklahoma City, that have told me they don't have time and they waste so much time. I sit back and just wonder. And then they see what I do, and they want, like, man, when you sleep, when you do this, why you do? I do everything that you say you don't have time to do. Because I grind. I believe in it. See, in order for you to accomplish anything, you just gonna have to not believe in it. You're gonna have to put forth some efforts. You're gonna have to actually get your hands dirty, put some skin in it. Like, so I believe in it enough to make a sacrifice. I believe in what I'm doing so much that I'm okay with failing. See, until you get like that, you ain't gonna achieve nothing. See, I'm okay with failing in my face, because I know that's what's gonna happen. It has happened many times. You know what I mean? Because that's part of the process. Because in order to do great things, you might get some bruises. You're gonna have some war stories. Who made it? it? It's funny now, because most of the people, especially the actresses that we see, the celebrities, the athletes, some of them were not. I'm not gonna throw the athletes in there, because see, when we dealing with athletes, a lot of the time we see them through college or through high school. It ain't like he just popped up from nowhere. Nah, we've been watching him since he was in so and so, and now he's at so and so state. Now he's doing that. That's the process. But a lot of actors, a lot of musicians, a lot of celebrities that we follow, that we don't see that. All you see is so and so went from rags to riches, and now you should watch them and follow them. Oh, I just love that movie. Oh, I just. But we're not thinking of the fact that majority of the people that we look up to are teaching us to do what? Work. Be a slave to a system, because that's what they doing. How many actors got mad and they say, "Oh, so and so boycott me. You don't see them no more." So they cut them off. They wasn't on it. See, they get the money. A lot of them, and instead of building their own independence or starting businesses with that, people are really investing. They just live good. Like to me, it's like a person who got enough, and I don't have to worry about getting out there what you got going on, or worried about what's going on in the community, because I got everything I need right here, and that's all I'm focused on, until they lose that. And then now it's time to boycott. It's time to they blackball me. It's time to they did this. Is pro black. Is Black Lives Matter. Is, you know what I mean? But The only one that really inspired me out of all the ones I watch movies or plays or actors is Tyler Perry. I don't agree with the fact that he put on a dress. Don't get me wrong. I don't stand. I don't. I don't. I wouldn't have did that. Like everybody do different things for fame, and people willing to do what they want. But me personally, I would jeopardize that. I don't want that image ever painted of me personally. But like he said, he figured, hey, everybody else coming in like this, maybe I could use this to give me some leverage, and it did. But he had to really work it. But you know what he did? He went and bought his own independence. Now he got his own filming grounds, plantation pretty much, that he can develop minds of creative minds of unity. You know what I mean? He got a massive where he can employ people stressed fresh out of prison. He can employ people who want to be actors. He can teach them to get trades and skills to build their businesses. Like how many of the ones that we seen, I'm gonna tell you one that you would have thought they probably would have did what he did. I would have thought Eddie Murphy would have did it. I ain't gonna lie to you. He would have got the bag, but he kind of like just did his thing, had some family, he had a lot of kids. So you know what I mean. So when you have a lot of kids, you gotta take care of them. That requires a lot of money, a lot of time. But Tyler Perry had a different approach, and I respect that brother, and I can't wait. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, it's on my bucket list to go visit and pay to see the grounds and walk around, whatever they let you do there to visit it. It's on my bucket list to go do that. You know what I mean, and record it and upload it, let y'all see if I can go live. I'm gonna do it because I think that to me that's inspiring because he leaves a trade. Think about it, and turned it into his own business, and that's the goal, man. I'm just using welding because I learned how to master it. I learned how to utilize it in the point where I figured out what I wanted to do with it. I was good in the shop, in the field, in the industrial, in the piping, in the structural, in the fabrication, and I figured out my niche. I figured out the business too because you have to learn the business, the EIN, the establishment, the taxes, but don't get overwhelmed. See, a lot of times the system will try to intimidate us. Don't invest, but you got these taxes. They gonna do this. They gonna do this. You wanna worry about this? Just put this down. Say take this amount out. Don't worry about nothing else. We got you. We're so used to a system taking care of us like that, where it gets uncomfortable when you're trying to be independent. And some people will knock you because they so used to that type of living that when they see you doing it and you doing something better, like living your own independence, it bothers them. It I don't know. You know what? It kind of like make them want to say something to you to discourage you, to cut you off or make you stop. It's like looking in the mirror, you seeing something you don't like because it's on you or something you should be doing. So in order for you not to look at it or see, I need to even kill what he doing, make him abort his mission. You know what I mean? Where I don't have to look at it because it's convicted me, or I can change what I do. And it's just a truth be told. So that's why I come to y'all organically, man. And I like to just share my personal experiences, what I go through, sharing my movement. You know what I mean? Because back to the story of the father thing, because I was looking for guidance. And I was looking for someone that was real on the internet that was actually teaching me how to be independent. And really all I seen was people teaching me how to be a job or being real good welders. And my goal wasn't just to be to go out saying I was a real good welder. Why can I be a combination of a great thing? I want to be a good welder, but I want to be business. I want to learn it from a different standpoint. I didn't see it, but the information I was getting, I would listen, writing down, taking notes, and I'm like, you know what? As I learn, I'm gonna make a channel and just give it organically how I want to give it. And if a person wanted in depth and want more from me, that's where the consultations, and then I'm gonna have books and different information I can provide, and also on my website that can really help someone. But I can at least give you some free information, a true, transparent story of how someone did it, and you can see where they started from the archives. That I didn't just start from nowhere. I didn't just pop up overnight. I put the work in. Actions speak louder than words. Right now on my HogOn Welding YouTube channel, I got over I got over 3,000. I think I got 3,500 or more um, independent videos on my channel. And I started releasing random videos, and a lot of them, small, some 30 seconds, 15 seconds, minute, 2 minutes. I had to get my groove, but I never gave up. I stayed persistent, and it showed my journey. And regardless of someone saying, which they did, oh, I wouldn't did it like that, or you need to shoot number professional videos, or you need to do this. Regardless of them saying that, I stayed persistent. And since I've been in Oklahoma City, I've been receiving income from my YouTube channel from me networking these older videos that I have, and even the new ones now, they're spreading, but it came from me investing in the old ones. Now my channel is building up and it's reaching new people, and people are actually finding me saying that I was looking too for a black welder. I was looking for someone independent. I was looking for this fabricating, or I was needing to start my RV life, and I ran across your RV video. I was looking for a tool. You don't know. You just got to hustle, because you don't know how someone is going to be brung into your movement that say, oh, you do that too? Oh, you do this too? Oh, I came here because of the song I heard. I didn't know you was a welder. Oh, I didn't know you teach. You don't know, man. So don't limit how you hustle, how you apply what you have learned, and don't limit how you want something. If you got a vision, stick to it. I had a vision of a container conversion, what I wanted it to look like, how I wanted it, as far as the construction of it, the physical construction. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. I went and found a photo. I just searched the internet up and down till I found I think it was about 3 to 4 photos that I really liked it, all of them. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get something out of each one of these that I like, and I'm gonna build my own out of it. And that's what I did. And I kept those photos in my phone. I didn't even print them out. Just as I built, I said, this is what I'm gonna do. And I share, check out the container, and I kept working on that idea, and I put that together. And then after I was done with the physical construction, I sit in to get my prints made. Now I have prints available for those who want to start their container conversion business. Now the prints go for $500, but these not no prints where you're just building a home or just building something out. These prints you can use to duplicate your business. You can take these prints and keep flipping. You can use these to take one 40-foot or 45-foot high cube shipping containers to build 2 units or build 3 units. You know what I mean? And keep flipping it, showing you how to make money, how to start a business from it. So you spending $500 to get some prints and an email and a video and a call to make sure you got all the information you need to start a business. That's valuable. But I had to go through the work ethics first. I had to actually do everything, see the process, do the measurements. Now that ain't gonna work. This gonna work. Now this ain't gonna work. That's gonna work. I had to try all that out, and I think that's the same thing you're gonna have to do with building your independence. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty. So in order for you to really get to where you want to be at, get that store, get that business, get that book, or whatever you're trying to do, that website, you're gonna have to do the work. Like, you're gonna have to do it, man. You know what I mean? So I share my story organically, because I don't know who might run across it or how they might run across it, that it might plant a seed in them to do something like I was searching for. And me personally, I believe I'm a planner. I believe my gift is to inspire. So I'm not like I don't water. A person that waters is more like a caretaker. I don't really do the babysitting thing. That's not me. I'm not a babysitter, but I do plant seeds. I do encourage, and I can put you on the right way, but I'm not gonna hold your hand and babysit you. I'm not gonna spoon feed you no BS, or I'm not going to allow you to even come to me at the wrong way without me approaching you the way that you came to me. See, that's another thing. People will approach you one way and then look at you crazy when you come back and give them that same energy. And they're like, well, why you come to me like that? You looking like, well, damn, then you just come to me like that. I'm just giving you the same energy that you giving me. You don't like it. You see what I'm saying? So I learned just to give off how you feel. And sometimes you have to address things how they are. But with building your independence, it's all about your work ethics. And that's why, once again, that's why that photo is in the thumbnail. That is actually my container conversion that I'm working on right now. And it was a vision I had, and I just stuck with it. I'm sticking with it. And it was because that I seen the beginning and the end. And sometimes to be a true visionary, you will be able to see the beginning and the end in certain things. Sometimes it might be cloudy, but you can see like it's going to be like this. The thing is, it's going, you don't know how you're going to get there sometimes. You have the vision, and like I say, the ideal is free. Ideals are nice. Ideals are great. But ideals can be vain if you don't initiate them, if you don't put no drive behind them, if you don't go on and fire up the engine, so to speak. The idea just gonna float around. And then some people would tend to get mad or angry or upset when someone else grab an idea that they left on the table and put some money and some work ethics behind it and actually do something with it. Then they look at you like, oh, you stole my idea. How did I steal it? Or how did he steal it? You didn't do nothing with it. You didn't own it. And see, the government teaches us this with trademarks and patents and copyrights. Because just because you say you own something, you don't own it until you pay for it. And the government, that's America, you don't own it till you pay for it. You gotta do some homework. So just because you got this nice business, do you own it? Do you really own it? I'm gonna tell y'all a story before I let y'all go. I wanted to come in about 30 minutes, but I went over a little bit over my time, but I just wanted to talk to y'all or organically. But I want to share a story about a gentleman who was in Kansas City, actually. He had a business. I'm not going to say what his business was, but he had a business and he had a few trucks and it was wrapped with his logos on it. And things was going good for him. Another gentleman who got money and who looked for opportunities, seen this nice logo and nice thing riding around and said, dang, that's nice. I want to do we own it. Yeah, we know he own it because it's on his truck. But in America, by law, do you own it? Did he have it copyrighted? Was it trademark? Was it patented? So he did some look into the logo. He got it done, but he didn't get it, patent. So he got the logo and he paid for the patency and the colors, and he paid for the copyright on there of the word. And then once he got all of that stuff done, this guy's still riding around not knowing that someone just bought his business, bought his identity from him while he's riding around promoting, living nice cars, doing this. He got some nice stuff. And you know how much it could have cost him? He could have spent under $500 and owned it, everything. He bought cars. He doing all this nice stuff, got the things wrapped. Just the vehicle wrapping was at least $3,000, $4,000. But he didn't think of that. You see what I'm saying? You know what he got? In the mail, a lawyer sent him the deal, said, as of this day, until you remove everything off of your truck and business, this and this, you got to pay us X amount of percentage to own for having our logo on your personal stuff. And it was like, what you mean, ours? And he went and got a lawyer. The dude told him, man, ain't nothing you can do, man. You gonna pay them, you got to pay them, or we'll take everything off and rename your business. Dude had to do that, but before he did, he had to pay them to get things right to be able to do that. And I'm gonna share that story with you because proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. We tend to invest in the image a lot, what we look like, how we dress, what we wear, how we shine, but we don't invest in the knowledge of the know-how. how to really do the business, what really is going on in the fine print. We don't read it. We just sign it. I get it. I'm the owner. I'm the owner of this new house, not knowing that you'll never own the house, not knowing that if the house was 100,000, if you do own it, you end up going to spend probably $1 million or more before you actually own the house. And then if anyone in your family, you pass and someone don't pay the taxes, you no longer own it. It goes back to the deal, and someone else got to go through that same process, so you never truly own it. They don't tell you that, but you quick to say you're a proud owner of this house. And so unless you fully own it, you got cash and you wipe it out and you don't own it. You know, you don't own it. You know what I mean? And that's a cold reality, but it's the truth. I've been a house owner, been two house owners. You see what I'm saying? So I understand. You know what I mean? So sometimes we get caught up in the looks of things and the vibe and the bling and the shine and the glitter. We need to know. And that's what valuable brothers and sisters that's out here who's got this good information to give, these books, these videos, these consultations, these visits, that you can get some of that, save your headache. Because when I learned that, it made me change my game up. It made me do some homework and make sure I was good. So, hey, I just think that it's important as we learn, as we know better, we do better, literally, you know what I mean? So, before I leave, I wanted to talk to y'all about my new little promotion that I got going on with the HogOn for Life t-shirts. These t-shirts are actually $30, and I'm actually sending these off personally. I only have 5. There are various colors and sizes, so you have to at least put down 2 sizes. Make sure I get your size. I'm only doing 50 with these. It's just a one-time offer. They are for $30. I'm gonna show you what they look like. They got the big hog. They say for life at the bottom, and then got the website www.hogonwelding.com. And for those who want to purchase these shirts, they are to help me finish the container, to add more merchandise, to keep things up with the rent of the location that I'm getting, to be able to pay up the rent for a few months to get things going, so I ain't got to worry about that, because I own the container conversion, but I'm renting the land space that I'm gonna be putting it on. So I'm just trying to get everything established. So for those who feel like shopping with me or making donations, I appreciate it. You also receive a sticker with it to put on your hard hat or your welding hood or your vehicle or whatever to represent. It'll probably be 1 or 2 stickers in there. It all depends on. I got a few. I gotta make sure I got enough. So if I got enough, everybody will get 2. If not, everybody most definitely will get 1 good sticker that you can put on a few different things. And like I say, I appreciate those for shopping with me. And these are some I'm gonna be sending out personally. You can check out the link. It's gonna be in the bio after I finish uploading this video. It'll be in the bio, and you have to cash out this in order to do this, or PayPal. So you pay for it. You send your few sizes to at least 2 different sizes to make sure I got your size, and you put your address in, or you can put your name or a number, and then I can hit you back, and you can text me or email me your address, and I can make sure I get your address, because I'm gonna be mailing these out personally. Like I say, these are for those who actually want to personally be involved, personally be one of the HogOn for Life members, and just help, kick things off. So you can be able to say, hey, I donated, I helped to really get things established in the Oklahoma City area when he actually opened up the doors, and that'll be the truth, you know what I mean? So for those who want to do that, it's still gonna get done, but for those who want to participate, like I say, we got 50 shirts. Well, a few have been sold, so for those who want one, until they're gone, I stop talking about the promotion, but probably once a week or once every other day, I say something through a text on YouTube or on my social media site saying something about it, until all the shirts are gone and it's actually the container is open. But for now, we got some. So for those who want some at $30, you can cash app it or PayPal, and I will send it to you personally with your HogOn sticker. So make sure you get this. I appreciate those who hit me up. Check out the website for those who want to get consultations, or check out some of the welding skids that we have available. And we coming soon, we will have the other cases available where you can buy the prints for them and so also and be able to make some and duplicate them in your area to make money. Right now, you can actually get the welding skids off the website, buy them for $100. You can network, be able to make some in your local community, make your own. You know, the goal is to help you build your independence, but like I say, it takes money to make money, and we both got to give and take. So I appreciate those who've been networking with me. Thank everybody who tuned in this morning and found the time. Know I came through a little early. I probably come back later today, then I might not. Who never knows? But then again, you don't know. So I just wanted to check in with y'all, man. It was good talking to you. Hope you be blessed. Keep grinding, keep grinding. Remember, it's all on you, on your work ethics, your work ethics. Hold on.